We felt that we needed to take to the roads to actually get the perspective of the young and old farmer because we want to ensure that we're actually capturing the views of both parties associated when it comes to generation renewal. Because if both parties aren't happy with the solution, then it's not going to be a success. And we are driven to have success for young people to actually stay in agriculture in Ireland. So that's why we're on the roads. We've only decided to do three. If we have to go on the roads again to gather more information, we will.
And in terms of what you're hearing back, is there kind of commonality that you're hearing some common themes on the ground?
Yes, very common. So we're halfway through the one here in Limerick, and I suppose between the one in Monaghan and here in Limerick, they're very similar. There seems they want a scheme, but they want a transition element in the scheme so that the older farmers also been incentivised to stand aside and give managerial role to the young farmer. We've also just heard inside Ashling, people are saying that the personal touch is gone in the bank when it comes to access to finance. So there is a lot of crossover so far between the two that we have done, and I'm certain tomorrow night in Kilkenny we'll probably hear the same thing.
And I think it's very important, as you said, that this is across all generations in farming, because we did hear as well that, people want to learn from the older generation. Maybe it might be to do with finance, it might be to do with knowledge transfer. And it's not to get the older farmer off the land, to get the young person on. This is, as you said, it's an entire sector approach we need here.
Absolutely, and that's what we're taking because sometimes people assume that Macra is just coming to the table with the young farmer's point of view. So that's why we're out on the road, as I said, because it's vitally important that it's a united approach that we take to actually ensure that there is success for this.
And the Commission on Generational Renewal, it was set up by the government. I suppose it shows that the previous government and now the new government, we have the draft programme for government that has been released today. And we have seen that obviously succession, generational renewal, it is still on the radar. So that is very important going into the next government as well.
Extremely important. But the one thing I will say, paper never refused ink. We need action. We don't need it down on a piece of paper. We need to physically see the action on the ground right now. So there is a future in agriculture for young people. People say that young people don't want to get into farming. Walk into one of our consultations, look around the room and see how many young people are around that table looking to farm.
And do you think, finally, I suppose, Elaine, we see an awful lot of young people leaving this country because they can't get into farming, they want to get into farming, there's barriers there. But as you say, the commission is one thing, but this is going to need funding, it's going to need lateral thinking to, solve an issue that's not just a problem here in Ireland, but around the world.
Absolutely. It's when we head over to Brussels to take part in CEJA, it's an issue that's affecting every young farmer across Europe. But the one thing that we do need to start here in Ireland is the conversation around succession at the kitchen table to give young people, I suppose, opportunities to see what their future holds. Let them go away and do their travelling for a year or two and come back and farm.